the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast, guys. Good to have you on board. You can DM us if you've got the worst tattoo, because that is the topic of today.
Well, do you know what? We've
the
secured. If you've got a tattoo that you regret, and it's, I mean, let's be honest, it's after a few brews, isn't it? You have a few brews, you get the confidence up. That's what happened with my first tattoo, and you think, oh, let's go see some bikies in King's Cross. Next thing you know, you're part of the tobacco wars. And so, look, if you've got a horrible tattoo, we are going to get it removed for free.
Imagine if we could find Australia's ugliest tattoo. I mean, it might be one that you've got on your wrist, Fitzy, or it could be, like the call we took the other day, it could be all your exes' names. Like, how horrible is that? Yeah. Imagine going out with that person. Yeah. My God, it'd go all the way down my leg.
You'll hear the tattoo that I spoke to a surfer the other day. He had a tattoo about how much he loves surfing and his favourite direction of wind that he got tattooed. You're going to hear that in the podcast, but DM us if you've got a shock and tat.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I have had the most productive week, guys, and I just want to share it with you because I'm really proud of myself. I had a week where I just really took care of business, you know?
Action, mate.
Yes. All those little things that annoy you, I got on top of them. Can I give you some examples? I've got a garage door with a clicker, you know.
Yeah, remote control garage door.
Yeah, and it's like, I know, I've done well, haven't I?
With a clicker.
Yeah. Anyway, I only have one clicker, and it's starting to get annoying. And I feel like it's a miracle that these things work, that you can buy a generic clicker and it works specifically with your door. I just find it a miracle. And because it feels very difficult, I thought, I can't possibly do that. Anyway, I hopped onto eBay and I bought a generic remote control that looked exactly like mine. And then it arrived and I went, you know what, Toots? You are going to go out to that garage door and you are going to goddamn program that thing. And I did it.
You're kidding me. Wow. Well done. The clicker programmer.
I did it.
You know, just on universal remotes, Chrissie, this was a great story that I've told on the show numerous times, but you can get a universal television remote that acts as a watch. So you put it on and it's got the remote buttons on the watch. Now, when we were a bit younger, a group of mates and I, we purchased one of these watches and we would go into local tabs, so you'd have all the old guys betting there on horses, and with 100 metres to go in the race, we could turn the television off and watch their reactions.
Oh, bloody hell!
As they didn't know who won the race and no one knew who was turning the television
Can
off.
we do that again?
It is the greatest ever.
That is original prankster stuff. That is amazing.
It's really good gear.
All right, next on my list of taken care of business. Play the sting, Jess.
Taking care of business.
Yeah.
So I have suddenly, and this will happen to all of you, really, is that you suddenly become the smallest person in your house. You look around and you have these enormous children. And I've got a 13-year-old kid. He's 6'4".
Oh, my God.
I know.
Is he really?
He's a big man.
Yes. And, you know, I've since like yesterday that I had him in the football hold and, I was breastfeeding him, but no. Now he is a giant man, and accordingly, what he puts on shelves, I cannot reach. And my God, I have risked life and limb to get things like the greaseproof paper or the serviettes or something, because he just pops them up and I can't reach them.
His height. I didn't know that you had an affair with Luke Longley.
Weren't meant to bring that up.
I weirdly spelt L-U-C. Never understood it. Anyway, I thought I'm sick of nearly toppling over every time I've got to get the bagel seasoning. I bought myself a step stool.
Wow. You got the step ladder. Is it the one stool or does it fold out offering 2 steps?
No, it is a little rolling one that I just roll in and out every time I need to get something.
Wow.
So we've got a universal remote. We've got a
Yeah.
little step stool. What
Yeah.
good things come in threes, Swanee? Have you got another one for us?
Exactly.
You're a
Exactly.
taking care of business mogul.
I really am. So, forever. So, I bought a television for my bedroom on points, like
Yeah.
Qantas points. It was free. Anyway, had it all set up, and I've never been able to use it. Every time I go to turn it on with the remote, it doesn't work, and then I lose interest. This has been going on for a year,
Yeah,
guys.
sure.
A year.
Yeah.
I've had this
Yeah.
television, and I thought, this is ridiculous. Yes, it didn't cost me anything, but I want to be able to watch it occasionally. Anyway, I put aside 10 minutes and I tested and tested and tested. I realised that something was blocking the infrared path from the remote to the television.
God. Yep.
It was my Taylor Swift candle.
Are you serious?
And I simply moved it to the left,
Right.
and now the television works.
Jess, don't play. No, that's not taking care of business.
Yes,
that's
it
called
is.
being hopeless.
And in fact, I reckon I am looking down that this feels so good. I might even do it again next week, but I'm going to rename it. I'm going to change the name from this
Taking care of business.
to this.
I don't need a man.
No, baby!
So you don't need a man to move a candle.
Mate, you reckon a man has ever slept in the same bedroom as this Taylor Swift candle?
No.
You would be wrong.
No.
Very wrong.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Hey, we played pros and cons the other day. So the idea is, if you haven't heard pros and cons, call us, tell us about your relationship in the form of pros and cons. What was interesting, Sophie called us, and one of her cons stood out for us. Have a listen.
He has tattoos of all of his ex's names.
No, he doesn't.
Yep. And he said the other day that he wanted a tattoo of my name. And I'm like, I'm feeling like that's a bad sign.
Getting a partner's name tattooed on you is one of the dumbest things you could ever possibly do. It's up there with bullfighting and hot air ballooning. Dumb.
Well, Pete Davidson learned that the hard way. He's had all of Kim and her kids removed
Oh, my
from,
God.
his, his body.
Well, so Johnny Depp had Winona tattooed
right.
on his body and then changed it to Wino Forever because he loves his wine.
Loves a plonk.
That's life goals.
Jamie in Neutral Bay's given us a call. Jamie, what did you want to chat about? You heard Sophie the other day in the issue with the tattoos?
Hi, yes. I was really inspired by the story because I run a laser tattoo removal clinic in Neutral Bay, and I would say about 25-30% of my clients are getting rid of ex's names.
Oh, my God.
So I just wanted to call up and say, look, there is a solution.
Getting rid of ex's names, 20%. So, and where are the names normally written? Like, are they varied, or are people putting them, say, in positions where if they were to break up, it won't be seen on a daily basis?
Yeah, so, some are on the arm, some are, I've done some on the bum.
Yep.
Some are on people's boobs.
Wow.
So, just like, tramp stamps, they're getting the names down there as well. So all different places.
Jamie, if we find the worst tattoo in Sydney, can you remove it for us? Because there's a lot of people out there that freak out about tattoo removal, and it can be quite expensive. But if we actually find the worst tattoo in Sydney, would you be able to remove it for us, Jamie, for that person?
I would love to, yes. Please.
It'd be good.
It's not a bad idea, Tommy, because you know what? I ran into a surfer the other day. I'm not joking. And in between his bicep and his tricep, on the inside of his bicep, he had these squiggly lines. And I said, what's the tattoo? And he said, mate, offshore winds. My favourite type of wind.
Oh, my God. Do you know, Jamie, can I ask your personal opinion? What is the worst tattoo you've ever seen?
Oh, okay. So I get quite a few guys come in that have lost a bet. So they've obviously gone out and lost a bet to their friends. One guy came in and he had a W on each bum cheek.
Ah, the old wow, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
my God.
I thought that was an urban myth.
Myth, so did I.
No.
Do you know, we could,
I've had it.
we could even put together a minibus, Tommy, that picked up
Yes.
everybody that had an ex's tattoo named
I
tattooed
love
on
that.
them, and then
Okay.
we go to Jamie. She can solve all the
Yeah.
problems.
I can do
Jamie,
that.
give us your business plug and we'll keep in contact with you. But if anyone knows, if you've got a photo of the worst tattoo in Sydney, DM us on our Instagram account. And Jamie, where are we going to go to get this removed? What's your business called?
So we're called Goodbye Tattoos. So we say goodbye to your tattoos, and we're in Neutral Bay.
Love that.
Oh,
Goodbye
beautiful.
tattoos.
I reckon my friend will probably call up when she was, 19 and nubile. She had a little tiny goldfish, like a fantail goldfish.
What happened to
on
it?
her on the bottom of her belly?
Right.
And then she had 3 kids, and it turned out to this big sort of floppy giant fish.
Turned into a dead
It was a
carp.
puffer fish.
Oh, my God.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Sometimes you just hit the jackpot. Sometimes some audio gold just falls into your lap. And can I please thank the magnificent Jess McNally? And I don't know what your algorithm is, Jess, at the moment, but Jess has found this piece of audio that is, we have to play it instantly, straight away. Okay, so it's a politician up in the Northern Territory, Phil Scott for Solomon. He's a community independent and he's got a great team behind him. On his Instagram account, it says, putting people before politics, your voice matters. Now, his team have got together and said, Phil, we've actually put a bit of a song together about democracy. Now, what I love about this team is that they're working out together, okay? So they're actually out there, they're doing the hard yards, they're sweating. You're up in the Northern Territory, and they've decided, hey, get the camera out, social media guy, and let's film the song that we've put together for democracy. Here it is.
'Cause we need a change to protect democracy. We gotta stand up if we want to see a future for the territory. Nothing left that we can do. It's the voice we want. Honesty, it's the voice we want. Integrity, it's the voice we want. Democracy, the voice we need. Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh, that is
Wow.
Do you actually want to hear it with the music, the Grease music behind us?
I don't know if you can do that. I do not know.
Well, Snitchy has. Have a listen.
Gotta stand up if we want to see a future for the territory. Nothing left that we can.
Nothing left here, mate.
It's the voice we want.
I wonder where it's all gone.
Honesty, it's the voice we want.
Okay. You know what? I don't think we need to rehearse.
Integrity, it's the voice
That's
we
what we
want.
want.
Integrity's my favourite.
Democracy, the voice we need.
I hope their car flies off at the end of the clip and then crashes.
I am voting for Phil Scott for Solomon at this federal election.
Well done,
mate.
Phil.
He'll be the next Prime Minister.
You're through to the next round.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
From Brisbane to Byron and inland to Lismore, Cyclone Alfred's arrival will be a little later than expected.
1,000 schools closed. The Brisbane CBD a ghost town.
We are expecting 2.5 days worth of rainfall.
Millions of people being told to hunker down. The wild weather we're already seeing just the beginning.
The time to speak to our resident storm chaser. Spoke to him yesterday, Nicka 35. You can catch him on Instagram, Nicka 35. You're in Tugun at the moment, Nicka. Why are you in Tugun?
Well, it's the best suburb on the Gold Coast for start, but also there's a bit going on here, mate. There's the tidal surges are really starting to happen. The beach erosion all along the Gold Coast, particularly on the northern end, is significant and potentially historic. Footpaths that usually have 100 metres or so of sand in front of them before the ocean edge are now cavitated and looking like they're going to fall into the water, including lifeguard towers, which look like one at Staghorn Avenue Main Beach is definitely looking like it's going to topple.
Yeah.
So that gives you an idea, doesn't it?
Hey, Nick, we're looking also at some of the damage from the high winds, historic trees that have been knocked over, these giant pines. How strong are the winds, do you know?
Mate, the winds are really strong. Exactly the speed. It's a gusting thing. And I was just talking to my brother who's down a little bit further south reporting as well. That it comes in these huge gusts, and basically there's so much rain that it's softening the ground for these giant trees, and it's toppling them over pretty easily. And that's the worry.
Right.
These things are Norfolk pines. They're 80 metres high.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've been here for a long time, but the ground's so sodden, and it's going to get worse, that it kind of makes it an easy pushover in a lot of ways.
Doesn't it?
Any houses in trouble or any...
Not yet.
No.
Not yet
Apartments?
that I know of, mate. There's people on the beachfront, you know, in the beautiful pads that are running along the beach. You know, they're going to be the ones that kind of cop it first, and there's sandbagging going on up and down the coast. But, you know, the water hasn't really hit us yet, that significant rainfall. The winds are crazy. The winds are offshore on the southern end, which means coming from the land blowing out toward the sea away from it. It's sort of sucking back on itself, which is common for these. So right now, in a bit of a break in the rain, I'm standing under the tailgate of my car on the beach like a crazy person. But there's a bit of a break. So there's huge waves. Surfers have been told not to go out. Fines being issued at boat ramps for jet ski riders is what I've been told.
What about
and
the
it's all
kids?
happening.
Nicka, when you tell the kids on the Goldie not to go anywhere near the surf, there was vision this morning of 4 young lads that were behind a concrete barrier, and these huge waves were just smashing over the top of them. You're seeing a fair bit of this?
There was a fair bit of that. And you know what was, I think why that was the case yesterday, and I think that footage was from yesterday too, is that the sun was out for a minute, and that's the problem. You almost want it to rain because it's like now it's kind of pissing down now, and there's no one around. The weather's kind of turned a bit more, and I think the sun really made it worse. Everyone was coming down the beach. It kind of felt like it was just a nice day with crazy waves, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's feeling a lot more like a storm,
Nicka,
which might actually be the thing that saves a lot of people.
Nicka, when you look at some of the images over time of floods that have rolled into different areas, quite often there'll be the blokes that'll be down at the local, and they'll be sitting there as the flood comes in saying nothing's going to interrupt my Friday beer. Are the pubs still open, or is that shut up shop too?
Mate, I don't know if pubs are going to be still open. It'd probably be a smart play because, you know, old habits die hard. I'm just looking at this guy right now that's sitting under an awning. He's definitely getting drenched. He sits there every morning, this old boy, having a ciggy, and he's there again today. I'm like, far out, mate. Good on ya. Like,
anything for a gasper.
Nothing's messing up his routine.
Hey, Nicka, do you rate Twister as a good movie?
I love this stuff, eh? I don't know why I love it so much. It's just, it's an exciting thing, and I don't know. I've been in a fair few of these storms now, and I'm pretty cautious, but I just love checking it out and being out there.
Well,
my wife wouldn't mind me coming home, though, I think.
Nicka,
So,
Fitzy and I wanted to pitch to you. We want to put together a TV series called Nicka versus Nature.
It'll be me hiding behind my iPhone filming stuff.
We gave you a good plug, Nicka35 on Instagram. Did you get a few followers yesterday? Did we help you?
I got a couple of followers, yeah. People keep texting me going, yeah, you're getting some followers. I'm like, yeah, that's unreal. But my main interest is I wouldn't mind just shooting someone surf these waves. I don't think they're illegally allowed to go out there, though. But it's crazy because it's giant. It's 25 foot or something. I don't even know. It gets to a point where it's so big, I don't know if you can even measure it anymore. It's death-defying, but it's perfect, and it's really kind of crazy to see it. I'm looking at a set rolling in right now from Tugan, looking towards Snapper Rock, and it's just wave after wave, like corduroy lines of perfect barreling 25-foot waves.
I'd be chasing it, mate. I'd be on the gash chasing it.
Oh, you would, eh? You would, eh?
You know me, Nicka.
How many?
Everyone says it about you.
Still talking, are they?
The old thruster. Has there been a few years? Have you heard a few?
I've been screaming. I barely got a voice left, but there's a lot of that going on. But today it is way quieter. There's no one around. It's like the New Year's reso people pounding the pavement. They're gone.
Oh, I love it.
It's pretty quiet. I've just spotted one of the boys. But yes, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Hopefully we'll see less of the freaks like trying to go swimming and all that kind of stuff because it's just so dumb.
Mate, Nicka, I reckon we cross to you for anything that's going on in Queensland. This is awesome.
Hey, I reckon you do too.
Good on you, buddy.
Australia's got talent.
You're killing it, Tommy. I want Nicka on Monday as well.
We all booked. You're hired.
What are your thoughts on Trump?
Let's go.
Good on you, Nicka. Good luck this weekend. We'll talk
Thanks for the
Monday.
coverage. Yep, righto. See ya. Bye.
Nicka 35, if you want to follow that man. He's got a good pair of sunnies on Instagram too.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk about this scary scene yesterday. It was on a Jetstar flight, guys. If you saw this, a 17-year-old boy, he's been arrested. This was full on, Fitz. He boarded a Jetstar flight with a loaded shotgun.
How?
Yeah, he cut a hole in the fence and ran through the airport and then boarded the flight up the stairs at the front of the plane. So this was a plane that was heading for Sydney. So what was scary too, because he had his high-vis yellow vest on, so he had a tool belt as well and cargo pants. So quite often when you're sitting on a flight before you take off, you might have an engineer that comes on board or somebody dressed in high-vis that'll be checking names and it'll be checking the paperwork for the flight. That's quite common to see. So this guy dressed appropriately, looking like he was servicing the aircraft. And then all of a sudden, he steps on board and one of the staff realise that he's holding a loaded shotgun.
Like he's holding it in visible sight.
Yeah, not a sawn off. It's a full-length loaded shotgun. Could you imagine sitting on the plane when you thought, hang on a minute, that high-vis wearing engineer has got something a little bit more than your average tool on board?
I can understand because you do have to pay for your food, don't you?
Well,
you got to pay for your food on a Jetstar flight.
No, he wasn't trying to hold up the staff and say, "Give me one of those sandwiches."
It's So, do the police know what his intentions were, what he wanted to do with it, or is he obviously mentally unstable?
Well, he's in the children's court because he's only 17 today, so he's up with a whole lot of charges. What was interesting, though, and I don't know if we've rolled out Australian of the Year yet, but sitting in 1C Fitz, right up the front of the plane, enter Barry Clark, the sheep farmer.
What? Okay, so Baz got up and defended everyone on the plane?
Baz got up, and the next thing you know, like you would drag a sheep that you're about to shear, Barry gets him in a chokehold and goes, I don't care if it's a merino or a bloke with a shotgun. I'll handle this.
Isn't there in the moment? There was a. Did you see the guy in Adelaide? There was a woman that was being chased by a guy, and he was being quite physical with her. God. And this was through Rundle Mall, so the main shopping mall in Adelaide. It's chock-a-block, right? And this woman was screaming, and no one was really helping her. And a guy came out of nowhere and just shoulder charged him and knocked him to the ground, and then just got on top of him.
See, that was probably Barry the sheep farmer again.
That's Barry.
Barry runs around Australia just looking for moments he can help out with. So Barry the sheep farmer's got him in a chokehold. The pilot's heard the commotion. He's come out with his 4 stripes on the shoulder. So he's removed the shotgun from this guy's hand. And then in his tool belt, he had other armoury. He had knives and things. So then they've started emptying his tool belt.
This is unbelievable. The more alarming thing is how easy someone can get through a fence and get to a plane.
Barry has now gone up to Queensland and he's taking on Alfred. He's warning the cyclone, if you come anywhere near me, I'm Barry the sheep farmer, and I will take you. I will take you on because I'm an Aussie hero. I saw some footage the other day, and this was out of the States. It's a woman running, and it's really scary. She's holding her camera, and she's documenting it because she's in the mountains, and there's no one else around, and there's a man following her. So he's yelling out, "Hey, stop! Hey!" And she's filming herself from the front. She's panicking, she's crying, she's running, and she gets to the edge of a cliff. So there's nowhere she can go. And she's saying, this man's been following me for 5 minutes now. I can't get away. I don't know what to do. You've got to help me out. So she gets to the edge of the cliff, still filming, and then he comes straight up to her. She says, "Stop, I've got pepper spray on me. Get back." He goes, "God, you're a fast runner. You dropped your keys about 2 Ks ago. I've been trying to get your car keys to you."
Oh, this has got to be set up. It's got to be set up.
Jess is shaking her head.
It's a great
I mean, if you're in that situation, PSA to the men of Sydney, just yell that out as you're running.
She was too busy filming herself, crying and panicking when he said, "Hey, you've dropped your car keys. I've been trying to get them back to you for 2 kilometres now."
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is riddle time? My God, when you hear that, you know the weekend is here, and I've got 3 cracking riddles.
I like that you didn't pause for me to answer the question, how good is riddle time?
No, you weren't allowed to answer.
No, don't.
No, I don't want to hear what you think of riddle time. I just want you to riddle with me. Okay, here we go. I shrink smaller the more I work, yet my job is to help things shine. What am I? Dun, 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 dun. Quick, what am I for the first riddle this morning? I shrink smaller the more I work, yet my job is to help things shine.
I'm a jar of silver.
Oh, Ryan James Fitzy.
Oh, well done.
My
There's my
God.
one correct answer for the month. I'm out, guys. See you later.
Mate, really well riddled from you this morning. Okay, here we go. The second riddle. I fly without wings, I cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness flies. What am I?
Prince.
Huh?
Oh,
No.
yes. Oh.
Onion
Fly without wings.
I fly without wings, I cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness flies.
Rain.
What am I?
Rain?
Oh,
It's rain.
you are the Batman.
You are an animal.
Is it perhaps the moon?
It's not rain and it's not the moon, but Ryan, you are very, 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 very
Lightning.
close.
Lightning. Thunder.
Where does it come from?
Clouds.
Bang, Chrissie Swan. Swanee sneaks in over the top with clouds. Okay, well done, everybody. One apiece. The more you have of it, the less you see. What am I?
Oh, like anything, food. The more you have of a sandwich.
No, when I say that, though, the less you can visually see.
Oh, perhaps your nose, if you have a very large nose.
No, Tom.
Okay.
The more you have of it, the less you see. And I would like to inform everybody, like the last riddle, which was clouds.
Sleep.
This is a
Sleep.
very topical one. It's a weather-based answer.
Sunlight.
Nope. The more you have of it,
fits.
the less you see.
Yeah.
If it fits, doesn't make it the answer.
Can it affect your driving?
Yes, it can, Thomas.
Is it perhaps fog?
Wow, Tom.
Wow,
Tommy. Let's
My
go.
God. Can wear a denim apron and solve a riddle.
Mandy in mascot. Hello, Mandy.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Yeah, very good, Mandy. Thank you for putting up with us. What is your riddle this morning, Manda?
Oh, before I start a riddle, can I give a big shout out to Kate? I really do miss her.
Yeah.
And I miss her doing riddle time, and I'm thinking of her.
Oh, that's very kind words, Mandy. We
Thanks,
love
Mandy.
Kate. Absolutely. Mandy, your riddle this morning?
2 ducks in front of a duck, 2 ducks behind a duck, and 1 duck in the middle. How many ducks are they?
3.
3! That was the
Am I right?
Well done.
Because it depends which way you're looking at the duck. Oh, Mandy from Mascot.
Mandy.
I love that.
That was short and sweet.
Oh, Mandy, you're a
That was-
superstar.
How good is a quick round of riddle time?
What do you
It's
mean? Do you guys
amazing.
want another one? Do you guys want another riddle?
No, thanks.
Another riddle.
Thanks, Mandy.
Love you back.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Hey, here's what I found out the other day. I was having a conversation, Chrissie and Fitzy, with a guy by the name of Thomas Brian Ivey, who's the executive
Thanks, Michael.
producer of this show.
So formal today.
It's your last day again, Tommy, today.
Yeah, going to miss you guys
Yeah, we're
so
going to miss
much.
you so much. It was last
But I tell
Friday.
you what, the gang at Minimax are going to be so thrilled to have you when you go with our blessing.
Yeah, thank you for putting in a good word.
And you did the gift wrapping
I
and
bought a
everything.
fry pan from Minimax the other day.
Oh my God, how good. Scan pants, 70% off, don't miss it.
Always a sale. I didn't realise, and I felt less of a person or a lesser person in your presence, Tom, because you shared with me that you do something which I think is extremely honourable for the community.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Now, you've registered...
That thing for bus stops.
No.
That's
He was
illegal.
arrested
Yeah.
for that.
But
we
we
moved
moved
on.
Community service is what I got for
Community
that.
service. And he's done that, and we move on. And he now knows to do it at home or possibly just in the backyard. This is what I love about it. Tell everybody, Tommy, what you've signed up to and how you help out the community. community.
Well, it's not. I'm not here to gloat. It was just an off-air conversation.
I know it's just OnlyFans. We get it, but just give it.
Please subscribe, Chrissie. No, there's an app. We were talking with Web about an app called the Good Sam app, which is fairly new to Sydney. It started in the UK and then went to Victoria and now is here. And what it is if anyone knows first aid, and as your resident nurse,
of course.
If anyone knows first aid, you can sign up to the Good Sam app.
As in Good Samaritan.
Good Samaritan. And it's such cool technology, because what happens is if you call 000, say you see someone have a heart attack or whatever, you call 000, they send the ambulance. But while you're waiting for the ambulance, they also send an alert out to people who have the Good Sam app.
Registered Good Sam people.
Who are nearby to the incident, say within a kilometre of the incident or within, 500 metres or thereabouts.
Fascinating.
And there are these people who've signed up all over Sydney, and what it will do is it'll send you an alert, and it says someone's having a medical emergency within, say... 500 metres of you. Are you available to attend? And you hit accept, and then you go and you help out until the ambulance gets there.
What a great idea!
Isn't it? It's quite good, isn't it?
It's the same as someone yelling out, is there a doctor in here?
Yeah.
I wished I was in that moment when you're on a plane or something and someone yells out, is there a doctor on board?
And then Tom yells out, no, but I'm a good Sam.
I'm a good Sam. Well, yes, I'm looking at it now, and we're in Pyrmont, just near the fish markets, and there's probably about 15 people who've registered in that area who are ready for
So give me an example. So you'll get, how does it come, in the form of a text message or an alert through the app?
It's an alert. So your phone goes off with an alert. Yeah, exactly like that. And it says let's say there's an incident on Harris Street, Pyrmont, and it says it's 400 metres away from you. Incident, are you able to assist?
And that's happened where you've been at work?
Yes.
And did you help them out?
Well, no.
What do you mean?
But
you're a good Sam.
And this is where sometimes you can feel
bad Sam.
You can feel like bad
You're a really
Sam.
bad Sam.
Because if you hit decline, like the other day, there was one. I was having a disagreement with one of the kids in our lounge room, and in the middle of the disagreement, the Good Sam app went off. And I had to make the decision of, do I finish my disagreement with the kids or do I go 400 metres up the street to where the Good Sam...
So there could be an elderly lady lying on the floor.
Yes.
Right? And she could be screaming because she's broken her hip.
Sure.
And you're trying to tell Louis, no, he can't have any more chocolate.
Yeah, that's right.
And you chose to keep fighting over a chocolate bar. Did you, Good Sam?
No.
So that's two bad Sams.
No, look, thankfully someone else accepted it before
so can
I
you
did.
see that?
Yeah.
And did she die? She died.
No,
that
she's
late.
dead.
Did she? Oh, no.
She's dead.
But
And your kid's got diabetes.
The good news is that everyone at the wake gets a Robert Gordon dinner set, 70% off at Minimax at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't it wonderful?
Your new staff discount.
So, Tommy, have you actually helped anybody? I love the idea of the app, but what have you done?
It's gone off twice for me, but both times other people have been closer than me to get there. So
both times,
Tommy,
but both times it was set off by Whipper because his jokes were dying. And you couldn't resuscitate them.
There's a death on 33 Saunders Street in Pyrmont.
It's been going for 3 hours.
Level 5.
It's his Whipper lying in a pool of blood going, come on, guys, come on.
That's funny, isn't it?
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.